Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic, where our focus is on all things weird and witchy. My name's Lisa, and today's video is another unbagging. Today is the next Total Tarot collection. Oh, I tried to cancel it. So yeah, I did try to cancel this after the last two issues and the last tarot deck we got, but the payment had already been taken. Now I know what the deck is in this issue. It's the Marseille deck. So let's go ahead and open the bag. So obviously it goes without saying, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape or form. This is just something that I signed up for, and I will be cancelling sometime soon. Let's just see what this issue is like. So we've got our tarot case. This is, as I said, the Marseille Tarot. It's basically a new version, or the Los Scarabeo version of the Tarot de Marseille. So it's a very, very traditional tarot deck, and it's one that they've just kind of given a slightly more modern twist to, slightly, just by basically cleaning up the images a bit like they've done with a lot of the Rider-Waite re-releases. They've just cleaned them up and coloured them, because I don't believe this one is in copyright either, so it's free basically. They don't have to do much work and they can keep knocking this out. So we have got the, you know, the major and the minors. This is the only thing about getting these by post, is you do get the full deck every month, so that's good. You don't have to like get half a deck and then wait for the other half. So we'll go through that in a second. We've got our next two cards in the golden Art Nouveau deck. Again, I'm not, see how flimsy this is for this sort of size deck. It's not something that I'm particularly interested in. The artwork isn't really my sort of bag either. You know, they look fine. They're quite depictive really. The blindfold on the two talk about maybe injustice, or talk about things that are unseen. We've got the Two of Pence, slightly full looking on this one, so slightly looking like a fool. I will say the glossing and the embossing is really nice on the deck. Is it worth signing up just for that? To me, probably not. It's just so flimsy. I mean, that's two of them back to back, and you know, it's for that size deck, it's not my favorite. But anyway, we finally got the tarot journal that was supposed to be here 2 months ago, and so let's have a look at that first. So this is something I was really eager to get, so I'm hoping it isn't just a lined notebook. I'm hoping it is actually something worthwhile. So it looks really nice actually. This cover is really nice. I'm not sure what deck that's from. I'm sure that they will tell us. I'm sure that that's the High Priestess imagery. At least I would assume it's High Priestess. It's got that sort of iconography about it, hasn't it? And then let's have a look. It says this total journal, this tarot journal belongs to, and then, oh no, it's just blank pages. We've waited 2 months for that, and it's just blank pages, not even a lined notebook. Oh, right, okay, well that's a load of old crap then. So a tarot journal for me will have prompts in it. So it will say what the day is, what the astrological sign is, where the moon is. It will then say, you know, what deck are you using, what spread are you using, what is the question, what are the cards that come up, are they reversed, are they, and then there'll be spaces for you to fill these in, so you can actually kind of use it as a workbook. That's something that I'm working on myself, and that was the kind of thing I was expecting this to be, not just, I mean, it is literally just, it's just an empty book. So, you know, it's fine, it's a nice picture on front of an empty book, but we've waited 2 months for that. That's so disappointing. Right then, maybe I'm just thinking, maybe just I'm expecting too much from a £16 a month subscription. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look. So the issue 9, the Marseille Tarot. I keep calling it Tarot de Marseille because obviously that was the original name for this deck, and then Los Scarabeo have basically just done their own version. So we've got some tarot symbols. So looking about the different tarot symbols, we've got objects, objectives, basic symbolism, looking at certain things in the decks. Yep, that's true. the elements, fire, earth, water, fire and air. Why are they put in that order? That's very interesting. But yeah, so we've got the elements in there. There's all sorts of things to look out for really with the decks. Then we go, our card in detail is strength. And it's it's the very classic sort of Rider-Waite-esque strength. So let's have a look. It says here, it's got the Lemon-esque gate. So the symbol of infinity, otherwise known as the infinity symbol. It says this indicates the quiet fortitude that stems from the union of moral and physical strength. Okay. Not for me. Infinity means the continuation of everything for me. So the energy that is being used, the kindness that the strength represents, that inner strength that the strength that the card represents, all of that infinity symbol comes on, and it's basically saying that there is infinite strength in the universe. You've just got to dig deep and find that strength within. Okay, it seems a bit of a simplistic way of doing it. It says the maiden, the young woman, is a symbol of reason, morality and righteous strength. Or it could be a symbol of the person reaching deep for finding their own strength, but okay. C, the hands. The gentle movement of the young woman's hands reflects a soft touch that is simultaneously assertive and humble. Her hold on the lion's jaws indicates the ability to control anger. Possibly, or she's helping pull the tooth from the lion's mouth that is decayed. That is the thing from the story, but you know, whatever. The lion, it says the wild animal stands as a symbol of physical strength, instinct and passion, or as the thing that needs to be overcome, that requires the strength in the first place. So that thing that you were initially fearful of, that wild beast, that anger, that full of rage, that roaring monster, but actually, why is it roaring? Because it's got a bad tooth, and she's helping to pull the tooth, which means there is kindness in that strength, overcoming that fear. This represents the fear, not necessarily a symbol of physical strength, because the card for me isn't really talking about physical strength. It's about overcoming our own fears, our own self-doubts. But okay, and then a castle in the far distance. Right, I'm going to hold this right up. Can you see a castle in the far distance here? There is just some greenery, some land there. There's no castle depicted. In fact, there's another version of the card here, another version of the same image. And look, there is no castle. Okay. Maybe this just isn't... I'm beginning to think this collection is not for me, and I should just quit it. Right, so there's lots of other depictions of strength. So we've got what's this one? The Lo Scarabeo Tarot. That's their own deck, I guess. We've got the Nefertiti Tarot, where there is a sort of depiction of Nefertiti and a lion. We've got the Pagan Tarot, where we've actually got a bear, a dog and lots of other animals, and the strength is not being scared in around all these wild animals. The Pagan Tarot is one I am quite interested in, to be fair. The Thalima Tarot with parts 4 and 5, yes, we've got that one. You see, again, this one, you can see the lion is already tamed. It's already her ally. So she's already got that inner strength. She doesn't have to overcome that fear element. That's why the Thalima Tarot, I think, is a stunning deck. The Tarot of the Pagan Cats, it's interesting. I don't know whether that's a lion or a dog, but there's a cat as the maiden and a dog. What's the other ones we've got? The Harmonious Tarot. Yeah, Lee said about that one, the better. The Shaman Tarot, where there's sort of, I don't know, like some bears. That just doesn't appeal to me for some reason. The Universal Tarot, the Universal Fantasy Tarot has got a green dragon and a maiden in red. So, you know, they're going all out for that. And at the top, we've got the Marseille Tarot, which is our deck of the day. The Visconti and the Pictorial. So that's the one that we've got for our deck of the month, sorry, I should say. So, yeah, I mean, you know, I guess but they go through the card in a bit more detail. We've then got the Marseille mystery spread. So a 6-card spread that they give us. They give us a 6-card spread in every issue. And then we've got the visual reference to the Marseille Tarot for the minor arcanas with all the pips. Again, leaves me quite cold. I'm not really a fan of pip decks. Tarot techniques, what should I do? And so there's options here about if a querent asks, find out how to help a querent answer this question, decide on a course of action that puts them in control. Absolutely. So there's some interesting things in the magazines, but I'm not sure it's worth £8 a fortnight. Early tarot history, then we're looking at the tarot. So is this going to claim the oldest known tarot deck is the Visconti Sforza, which was created as a card game in the 15th century? Absolutely. And then we've got some different versions of that. It looks like we're getting a version of the Visconti. So yeah, then looks at that. And then we've got our glossary. So not an awful lot in the magazine. And then let's have a look in issue. Oh, that was issue 9. This is issue 8. So I've got them around the wrong way. Never mind. So issue 8, again, the Marseille Tarot. This is looking at self-reading techniques. Okay, so there's several useful techniques you can use when reading for yourself. There is, and I will be discussing that in a video on this channel a little bit later. Then we've got the Universal Celtic Tarot. Now it says this is coming out with parts 16 and 17. Now that looks like a rather gorgeous deck. Actually, that does. So all of these ones here, that looks rather pretty. That actually looks really stunning. Wow. Oh, I might have to look into that deck. The Universal Celtic, that looks absolutely stunning. Right, okay. I mean, you know. Next card we've got up, the card in detail, is the Chariot. So, for me, the Chariot is all about movement. Movement from where you are, going forward in your journey, but it can also mean physical movement, so it can mean moving to a place or even a holiday. But for me, the Chariot is also about a victory, so it is about becoming the victor, because the Chariot is actually the character on the Chariot is actually a warrior in full armor who is coming back the victor. All of this sort of lovely stuff is not done when they go out. This is the victor coming back basically after a big battle or a war. And in fact, it says here triumph and arrogance. So maybe that's one aspect that I might agree with this magazine on. Let's have a look. So it says the curtains, the stars decorate the curtains around the charioteer, protecting and watching over him. Okay, it's also seen as being kind of blessed from God and blessed from the universe as a victor. So okay. B, the crown. This indicates a sense of spiritual dignity. Also, the character on the Chariot is often seen as the king returning, or like, you know, the valiant prince returning. C, the armor engraved with alchemical symbols representing solar and lunar power. This indicates the strength of the character of the charioteer. And yeah, there are some symbols just here. I don't know if you can see those. D, the castle in the background, the walled city in the background. This signifies that the charioteer's power is limited to the earthly realm. Oh, that's a stretch. That's a real stretch. Okay. The winged solar disc and shield, these represent the balance of yin and yang as well as inner drive. Do they? The wings represent, and the shield represents yin and yang. The shield to me represented, or the way that I was taught the deck, sorry, that's the air fryer going. The shield represented defensiveness, and sometimes, you know, when you go into battle you need to be ready with your defenses, and the solar winged disc was a sign from a lot of cultures for the sun gods and for worshipping. So I'm not sure where they're getting yin and yang from that. They're not polar opposites for me, but anyway, okay. The Sphinxes, two opposing forces of direction, both under the rule of the charioteer, but driving him forward into the unknown. Yes, this to me would represent more of yin and yang, because in most depictions of the Chariot where you've got the Sphinxes, you do have them being opposite colours, so a bit more like the yin yang. Okay, and it says the key words are progress, dedication, commitment, victory, energy, confidence, discipline, success, bravery, pride, command, willpower, assertion, action, travel. Wow. Warrior, greatness, movement, conquest, ambition, and direction. So pretty much any keyword you want to add to the Chariot. See, again, this is where this I don't know. I don't think that really helps if you're a newbie. And then again, we've got lots of different depictions of the tarot, of the Chariot in various decks. I'm not going to go through all of those again, just because there's no real point. Interestingly, though, the Tarot de Marseille one, it is very much horses. I don't know if you can see that one there. And then the pictorial tarot is the one that is closest, sort of, you know, photorealistic for sort of the Rider-Waite Smith deck. And then we've got the Marcel Mystery Spread 1, so another 6-card spread. And we've got the pictorial elements of the Marseille deck. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine, doesn't it? The Tarot Deck Library, the Marseille Tarot, so it goes through the numbers. So we've got the minor arcanas, and then we've got more of the glossary. And again, that's it. So, you know, not a great deal in the magazines. And we're going to have a very quick look through the deck itself, the Marseille Tarot. Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us out with YouTube's algorithm. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. That's also where full details of our brand new Coffee Club Crew channel memberships are, including members only content and exclusive perks. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me. So yeah, it's not a deck that I am super eager to get hold of, to be fair. It really isn't. But I don't have a lot of the classic decks in my collection because they've never really appealed. So at least now I do have a version of the Tarot de Marseille. So, you know, it's fine. I'm fine with that. So then let's have a look. So we've got the Fool, otherwise known as Le Mat. No number on it because, you know, it's the 0 card. Le Batelier, which is the Magician. La Pépesse for the High Priestess. L'Impératrice for the Empress, l'Impératrice, l'Empereur for the Emperor. You can see, I'm not overly fond of the simplistic artwork on this deck. It almost looks like Mr. Ben does tarot, you know what I mean? L'amour, so the lovers, the Chariot. Again, it's very simplistic sort of art style, which it just doesn't do much for me. The Hermit, La Roue de Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune. We had a look earlier at Strength, so La Force. You know, I mean, it's fine. Le Pendu, the Hanged. Now that's interesting. The Death card isn't named, so it doesn't say Mort or Le Mort or anything like that, but that's interesting. Temperance, La Diable, so the Devil, Le Maison Dieu, the Tower, the L'Étoile, the Star, La Lune, the Moon, Le Soleil, the Sun, Le Jugement for Le Judgment, the Judgment card, and Le Monde for obviously the World. And then we go into the different decks, the suits. Now, again, because this is a pip suit, I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see that's the Ace of Cups, and then the rest of the Cups cards look like that. I mean, you know, I guess they're, for a pip deck, it's a sort of fairly pretty pip deck. The pentagrams or the discs, yeah, it's all right. Now you see this, look. So it was the same on the Cup card. On the Ace of Pentacles, we've got this rather, oh sorry, not the Ace, but on the Two of Pentacles, same as the Two of Cups, we've got their logo all over it with 2019. So, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Interestingly, the Two of Wands, they haven't done any nice artwork and they haven't put their logo on it. That's really interesting. Why have they not done that then, if that was such a big important thing? It's not a deck I can see myself reaching for anytime soon. Again, with the sword, the Ace of Swords and the Two of Swords, there isn't any logos and things on these either. Now again, I don't know about all of you, but I don't really get swords from that. I know that, you know, traditionally it's a very traditional image, but sort of it's very confusing to me, you know what I mean? So it's not a deck that I'm probably going to reach for, so let's just skip forward. So yeah, so there you go, that's the deck. You know, it's this stock is fine. It feels a lot more, because it's a slightly smaller, obviously, look, that's the size compared to the Golden Art Nouveau, and it feels like it's the same card stock. It's just that with the card being so much bigger, it feels a lot more flimsy rather than this. So if you are into your more classical kind of imagery, it is a deck that you will be able to use. You know, the backs look absolutely fine. It's not sort of something horrendously out of date. It's just quite a standard back. It does mean you'll be able to do reverse readings really easily because it's the same each way up. So if pip decks don't worry you, and if sort of traditional style decks don't worry you, then by all means, you know, pick up the parts 8 and 9 of this set. Again, it does come in the standard sort of fairly flimsy box. I have had to tape a couple of these up. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. This is probably one that is going to sit on my shelf until I pass it on to someone else, in all honesty, because as much as it's nice to have sort of, you know, a deck, you go, oh look, this is a traditional style, it's just not something I'm going to reach for. It isn't something that speaks to me, so it isn't something I'm going to find particularly useful. But again, it's horses for courses, isn't it, when it comes down to style and fashion? I mean, you know, how many people are sat in Freddy Krueger tops, you know what I mean, in 2022? Not many, but it always comes down to fashion and style, and what works for one person absolutely won't work for another, but also what works for one person now won't necessarily work for that same person in years to come. So, you know, I guess there is always going to be a place for more traditional and more sort of standard decks like this. So let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section. Are you still keeping up your subscription to the Total Tarot collection? Do you think it was worth the wait for the journal? Do you like the Marseille deck? Let me know all your thoughts down below. If you've liked this video, please do give it a massive thumbs up. That helps me out with the channel no end. If you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. About 45% of people watching this aren't yet subscribed. So if you could just little tickle that subscribe button, it would help me out no end. Thank you so much for those of you who are choosing to subscribe. Do please make sure, whether you are subscribing for the first time on this video or whether you've been a subscriber for a while, just check your bell icon, because a lot of people are saying they're not getting notifications of my live streams, my tarot streams every Sunday evening at 7 PM UK time, or they're not getting notifications of when I posted videos. So just double check that your bell is actually dinged and set to all. So yeah, and then YouTube should, in theory, notify you when I upload a video. If you would like to support myself on this channel just a little bit more, you can do so by going over to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can, in fact, buy me a coffee. That's also where full details of our exclusive channel memberships are, and the exclusive members only perks, including free monthly tarot readings from me and discounts on one-to-one tarot readings and a lot more besides. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, do make sure you hop over to that. Thank you so much to everybody for supporting me and Rufus on the other channel as well, through the channel memberships. There'll be full details of all of our fabulous coffee club crew coming up very, very shortly. But for now, that is it. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Limpertories. There'll be full details of all of our fabulous coffee cup. La Pépès. So La Pépès. Pépès. La Pépès. I can't. It's Pépès. Sorry, go again.